Story time of how I got cheated on with 16 girls.
Of how I found out that my man was cheating on me with my friend.
I got cheated on while I was pregnant.
My husband cheated on me last night.
I caught my 5-year best friend hooking up for months with my 4-month relationship with my old boyfriend at the time.
Here's how I found out my boyfriend of 7 years was cheating on me. I swear, it's always girls that look like a replica of Zeus himself that will get cheated on by men that look like this. The nerve, really. It's like you give one ugly guy a chance and he thinks he rules the world. Like every time one of my homegirls comes crying to me about a breakup and I ask her to show me the man, I'm honestly just speechless because you're literally crying over a man that looks like Roddy St. James' twin. So to see why such girls entertain this idea, we're going to be looking at 5 different TikTok stories I've compiled for you today. Welcome back to another one of my videos where we like to dive into some juicy storytelling. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe for more. Without further ado, let's dive into this first story. Okay, so this first story is about this girl who basically got cheated on after her man asked for a quote-unquote open relationship. You can't make this stuff up.
Get ready with me for Valentine's Day while I tell you guys how I got cheated on. Gotta cover up these freaking bruises. Now, I did tell him that I was not gonna talk about this on TikTok, but this is literally my therapy page, so I'm talking about it. So I'm not gonna even bother asking him right now to not watch this video because I know he's gonna watch it, so hi Liam. So I met this guy on Tinder like 2 years ago. We knew each other for a year and then we ended up dating for a year. And if you haven't watched my other videos, you might not know that I have vaginismus, which basically means I can't have sex. Wow. There's a story right there of how I got cheated on. Okay, I'm joking. Anyway, so going into the relationship, I knew this was something that was gonna be a problem because he very much was, wanted to have sex. And this was the time that like I was going to physiotherapy. I felt really confident about everything. I was like, you know what, this is something that I can fix real soon, like give me a month or two. Throughout the relationship though, I felt like my desire to fix it and all that just kind of died out. Like I was just not motivated to do my exercises, and 1 month became 2 months, became 6 months, became 8 months, became a year. And if you can't tell, yeah, I do blame myself a lot for it, which is so bad because like, yeah, sure, he didn't wait for me, but like there must have been a guy out there that would have. He even had asked me for an open relationship at one point and I was like, no. And I was kind of like, if you break up with me just to go and have sex with people, I'm never getting back together with you. And yeah, that was immature of me to say, but he should have been responsible and just broken up with me anyways if that's what he really wanted. And then once I fixed my issues, and maybe eventually we would get back together. And so I think at like the 1 year mark, eventually I was like, you know what, it's been way too long. I'm gonna break up with you. I'm gonna work on myself. You do whatever you want to do, and I'm gonna fix myself because I just can't be in a relationship and fix my vaginismus. Like it doesn't work. I'm too anxious around you. I'm gonna be thinking, oh my god, it's been a whole year. All this stuff's gonna be racing through my mind and be like, all right, like it's just not gonna help. And there were a lot more other issues with our relationship, including the fact that I was literally this man's mother. But this was like one of the main reasons why we broke up. So yeah, I think there were a lot of other reasons too as to why like my motivation to like be able to have sex was just gone, if that makes sense. But I obviously still loved him and I knew it was something very important to him and I was willing to work on it, so I did break up with him. We were kind of talking here and there for like a month or two, and then I got Botox in my vagina and I was getting really hopeful because my progression with my exercises just became so much better, and I was like, oh my god, literally in a month like I might be good. And he absolutely loved me. Like he wanted nothing more than to be with me, or so he said. And so we went on like 2 dates I think post breakup. So we were broken up for 2 months I think. Bro, I didn't even care if it felt good or not. I just wanted to be able for it to not hurt so I could like please him, because it affects your womanhood. Like you feel like less of a woman if you can't do that for someone. Or that's how I felt. Anyway, so things are going good with me and my ex. I'm getting my together. I'm feeling like, this is gonna work out. We go on 2 dates, we have a really good time. He's like texting me and everything. And then one day he texts me and he's like, hey, like I saw one of your friends at the club and I'm just kind of uncomfortable with how touchy she is with me. And my friend, she's a very friendly, touchy person. So I was kind of like, I'm not mad. I don't like that she like hugs you a certain way. Like I think he said, oh, she like jumped on me and hugged me, and he's like, it was kind of weird. And I'm like, yeah, like that's not okay. And I said I would talk to her about it. He's like, no, don't. But obviously she's like one of my really good friends. I'm living with her in like 2 months. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to her about it. We've had these conversations before. She knows my boundaries. So I'm just gonna talk to her about it and tell her not to do it again, and she will not. So she actually texts me, she's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, great, I need to talk to you too. So she comes over one day and I'm telling her, because she's like, you go first. Like I just go first. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so my ex-husband, or not my ex, my boyfriend at the time, has been telling me that he feels uncomfortable with how touchy you are with him. And I was like, so this is what he said happened at the club. I personally am really uncomfortable with that. Like I don't want any girl touching my man like that unless it's me. And she's like so apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I just assumed he was like that as well because of the way that he talked to me, the way he would approach me at the gym. And we were all friends. So she was like, yeah, like I saw him. I was so drunk, wasted. You know how I am when I'm wasted. And she's like, I just hugged him and like I'm so sorry, like never again. And she's like, it's so funny that you like have come to me and said that, because this is what I was gonna tell you. So that night at the club when she went and gave him a hug, her friend asked her, are you seeing that guy? And she's like, why would I be seeing him? He has a girl. And my friend's friend is like, no, they break up all the time. They're on and off. Everyone knows he literally sleeps with girls all the time. He what? Anyways, my friend is really close with that entire friend group that my boyfriend is friends with, and she asked one of his really good friends, she's like, hey, like, is this true about like this guy? And he's like, yep, he's been sleeping around with people for the last few weeks. Like his girlfriend are on and off all the time. On and off all the time when? Anyway, so she tells me, she's like, first of all, don't freak out because technically you guys were broken up. You did break up with him, so you can't be mad at him for sleeping with other people. And I'm like obviously crying because I really wanted him to wait for me more. But she's like, you need to go in with like a cool mind. He did it while you guys were broken up, so you can't be mad at him. And I was like, you're right. So I go to his house. I'm obviously crying, right? I go into his house, I go into his room, I grab his phone and I scream. I can see text messages, like he'll say good night to me, whatever, love you so much, miss you, and then right below, another girl. Like my heart literally was crushed. And then I go on Tinder because he has Tinder downloaded, and I see all these disgusting messages with all these girls, and I just feel like absolute crap. And I'm like, you need to be honest with me right now. Like, have you slept with other people? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, have you slept with other people while we were dating? And he says, yes. And honestly, that's what got me. I was like, I loved him so much. I would have like been fine. We were broken up. You slept with some people like as expected, but like you did it while we were dating. I was just crushed, and I was like, you had the nerve to come up to me and tell me that my friend is being too touchy with you when you're being inappropriate, when you're literally sleeping with other people. And I would always tell him like, you're broke, you're this, you're that. Okay, I didn't like, well, I guess I would say that, but I'm like, you know what? Even though in all these ways, like you still need to fix yourself, the fact that you're so loyal is why I love you so much and why I'm willing to work things out with you. and he'd be like, yeah, babe, like, I'm always gaming. Like, aren't you glad that I'm, like, a gamer? Like, I'm always at home, never going out, you don't have to worry about me. And, like, I would always tell him how loyal he was and how much I loved him for it. Like, I was so heartbroken, and then I just blamed myself. I was like, it's my fault, like, all this, all that. Like, no. Like, you cheated on me, you disrespected me. Yeah, I should have worked on my exercises. I should have tried harder, but, like, you cheated on me. And it was just so hard for me to stop talking to him, and he was so crushed. Like, I think he was more sadder than I was, which is kind of weird. Like, you cheated on me.
There are so many things that are wrong with this story. First of all, a woman should never feel forced to give into intimacy. If the man genuinely likes you, he will wait no matter what. She doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you her body. And her not having exactly what you want does not give you the green light to go seek it elsewhere. This is such loser behavior, honestly. He sounds like a bum. Thankfully, she did actually end up breaking up with him for good, so we gained another self-respecting baddie in our book. But on a serious note though, we have to be more careful with the men we choose to date. So this next story is about how this girl found out she was being cheated on with 16 girls through a group chat. It doesn't get any more diabolical than that.
Okay, story time of how I got cheated on with 16 girls. Let me set the scenes, okay? I'm a sophomore, I'm 15 years old. I'm dating this man who's a senior, he's 18. Cool, okay, awesome. There are so many red flags in this relationship. When I tell you it was a walking red flag, it was so toxic. I mean, one of the first exchanges that we had talking about me meeting his parents was me lying so that I could say that I'm 16 because he's 18. Right. Okay, cool. Right. So, that being said, I already knew that he had this reputation that was complete. But my naive, I can fix him, I can save him, 15-year-old dumbass was all up in that shit. Was like, nah, I got this, guys. I'm gonna make this man into a husband. Wrong. Why did you think at 15 years old that you could change an 18-year-old's mind? What? So I already caught him with two that he cheated on me, or like cheated on me with. And I confronted him about it. He was so transparent and was like, yeah, I cheated on your ass. Okay, cool. Yeah, this dumb bitch stayed with him. I know. Okay, but anyways, I'm having a grand old day at school, and I all of a sudden start hearing everybody whispering. As I'm walking down the hall, everybody's whispering. We've all got something to say as soon as I come around, right? Odd. Really odd, because what are you guys talking about? I haven't done anything. What are you guys talking about? And I mean, like, you know, when it's like, they're looking at you. You know it's about you. Like, there's no, oh, it's just like, no. Every single time I walk down the hall, people were looking at me. Like, yeah, bad. So I'm going on my merry old way, and I'm like, whatever, this shit. Day of high school because I did not have the great high school experience that everyone says they had. I did not have that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just another shitty day. People are making some rumor about me. It's fine. Let's move on. I wish. Okay, so it's the end of the school day. Cool. I'm on my phone. I'm waiting for my mom to come pick me up. Snapchat notification pops up. I'm added to a group chat. Me. I'm looking at this group chat. The group chat's looking at me. And guess what the name of it is? I can't say his name, so we'll just call him David. David's biz. Why is that plural? So I'm looking at this group chat. I click on it. I am greeted with 16 different girls. And I mean, it is like paragraph on paragraph on paragraph on paragraph. I'm looking at those names, I'm scrolling, I'm recognizing a few, and they are in fact seniors, juniors, girls my age, girls younger than me. So I'm scrolling, I'm reading these paragraphs, I'm absorbing all of this information, right? Yeah. Every single one of those telling me their exact timeline. All of it. And I mean, it was too damn calculated. I was going through like my Snapchat memories, confirming everything. Oh my god, he would literally leave my house, or at least his, and he would go, So what do? Group call. We all face this one together. So I literally group call these 16 girls. And I'm like, y'all, please just be honest with me. Like, tell me everything that y'all know. Just tell me everything. These girls hit me with the most aggressive, blunt truth ever. And oh my god, was that a swallow? Keep in mind, my mom's 2 minutes away. She gotta pick me up. Great! And I just found out that my senior boyfriend just cheated on me with fucking 16 different girls. Well, I think it's actually 18 because I already caught him with 2. And I mean, these girls were sending me pictures. They were sending me every single bit of confirmation that I requested from them. I mean, honestly, I can't even hate on the girls because they were so pretty and so nice, but like, damn! But basically, that is how I found out that I got cheated on by 16 different girls.
The audacity these men have sometimes needs to be studied. How'd he get away with this for so long? Never mind that. Why are you dating a minor as a grown man? Put this guy on a watch list immediately. He's either got away with his words or he's the worst manipulative, conniving dictator I've ever heard of in my entire life. So this next girl's story is crazy because she ends up finding out her boyfriend is cheating on her through his school laptop with a 12-year-old. I wish I was lying, guys.
First time on how I caught my 16-year-old ex cheating on me with a 13-year-old white man. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna be cutting an onion while I do this. But yeah, guys, this dude cheated on me. She wasn't even 13, she was 12. She lied about her age. Anyways, if I start crying, because you know why. Anyways, this dude came into my life like back in my rebel days because, girl, I was sneaking out. I was escaping the house. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for this dude. Yeah. But, like, girl. Anyways, that was back in my look days, but I ain't looking no more. Anyways, this dude freaking cheated on me with a 12-year-old, and let me tell you how. Freaking, we snuck out, and then we kind of ended up getting like closer, or you know, whatever. Anyways, so we ended up obviously sneaking out, and then we ended up just getting closer and meeting each other's families. Well, he didn't meet my family all the way, just through the phone, but he met my mom, and I met his family, basically. Only his like family and his dad, and, you know, whatever. But still, I met his family. We always went to movies, like had like a little time to get to know each other, whatever. And I ended up becoming closer with his sister at that time. So yeah, and this dude, I don't know how you're gonna introduce a girl to your family just to cheat on her, but he did. And don't put behind me like this, it's like onions. Anyways, met his freaking family, and after a while, I started coming over to his house, and like this man did not have a phone, so we didn't really get to like FaceTime and all that really as much. He would use his mom's phone and his school laptop. So like, how do you even manage to cheat through your school laptop, dude? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna like put a knife in the I don't know how my mom would do these. Anyways, Anyway, so one day, me and this fool and his sister are on the couch, and she was showing me something on her phone, and I saw that his Instagram was on her phone, so I'm like, oh, like, let's go to your Instagram, like, you know, as a joke. Well, it wasn't really a joke, but I actually didn't want to get into it, just because I met him, like, sneaking out, so, like, I kind of, like, feeling like he was doing that still, but, because I didn't really get to go sleep on the phone and none of that, so I had me a little questioning. Anyways, this fool literally got so mad that I said that, and he ran to his room and got on his school laptop, his school laptop. He got in it, and I think he started deleting messages, so, and then once I saw him run off, I didn't know that he went to his computer, so I tell his sister, I'm like, oh, like, can we go through his phone, and he's like, or his Instagram, whatever, and she's like, yeah, girl, like, it don't matter, like, let's go through, like, he's acting weird, because me and her are like this at the moment. And then, so, he just, like, there was nothing on his Instagram, like, it was just boys. So then I go to the room, and I'm like, what are you tripping over? Like, he was like, he made that whole commotion, he was like, no, like, it's private, like, you know, and I'm like, what's so private, like, what, you know, and I see that he's on Instagram on his computer, and I'm like, dude, like, does this fool think I'm stupid? Like, girl, I was not one yesterday. Anyways, I had a feeling like I knew, but I don't know. And then once I kind of, like, started having that feeling, I was like, oh, like, you know, he ended up giving me his Instagram, girl, he changed it the next day, and I was just like, okay, so you think I'm, like, delusional now? Honey, not over you. Anyways, so I told his sister, because me and his sister were FaceTime, and I was like, can we go through his Instagram? Like, is this still on your phone? I was like, I just feel like there's something that I'm just not seeing. And I told her how he deleted his password. And he swore that he freaking changed it because he don't remember it or something like that. I'm like, yeah, this cool, whatever. Anyways, his sister's like, yeah, girl, like, we can go through it, like, that's weird. And she opens it, and this man is texting actually two girls, a 13-year-old and some other, like, I think she's like 16, 17. And this girl, he's literally texting the girl while we're looking at the chats, like, making a plan to meet up with her. And he had a family member who would take him to go see these people. And I'm like, so you think I'm stupid? Like, I literally had family over at the time, and I literally showed him to my family because he made this sign asking me to be his girlfriend or whatever. Like, we were already kind of like this, but he wanted to ask me to be his girlfriend because I brought it up. Like, I brought up a TikTok. And he was showing my family this and all this and that. And literally 2 days later, after I show you to my family, not even 48 hours later, you are already talking to another. Like, that sign was not for me. Anyways, I felt super stupid. Like, I was literally crying. I was just like, dude, like, I actually feel ridiculous. Like, you're one cheeto away from being a torto. Like, you're basically like you even had me. Like, you're one cheeto away from having a heart attack. Like, seriously, get out of my phone. Anyways, so, yeah, and then I find out that the girl is 12 years old because I saw her username. I didn't give a shit about the other one. But the 12-year-old, I feel like I knew her. And, I saw her in his following a while back. And I'm like, oh, like, I noticed this girl. And he's texting her. And I asked him about this girl, too. And then I figured out it's a 12-year-old. And this 12-year-old, I was like, oh, dude, like, you can leave. Anyways, this 12-year-old ended up telling me that she didn't even know about me. And, you know, it's really not the girl's fault when, you know, all this happens. Because he didn't even have a high day with me or nothing. So, like, there was no way of her knowing about me. She was, like, kind of, like, was like, sorry. Like, I really didn't know about you. Like, all this. And, yeah. Like, douchebag, how the hell do you even cheat on me through a school laptop? Like, honestly, this is on me. Bro, not just that. Like, later on, he even moved to my school, guys. So later on, I figured out that his brother and him both fucked the same 12-year-old. Like, oh god, thank god you didn't ask me to be your girlfriend, because
This dude was already running on some devious stuff because I knew that as soon as he changed the password, he was hiding something. That's some shady business right there, and you can't tell me otherwise. Also, using your school laptop to contact your side chick is a new level of desperation. People really have no shame these days, and it shows. So this next story is basically about this girl who found out her man was cheating through a dream, guys. She's low-key a psychic.
When I tell you your intuition is almost never wrong, listen to it. So get ready with me while I tell you about how I found out my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me. So me and my ex, we were living together, and for a long time, everything was great. It wasn't until almost a year later when I felt like his vibe was off. So for a couple days in a row, I would like keep asking him, like, is everything okay? You just seems like something is off. And he would constantly tell me, no, everything's okay. Nothing's wrong. It's just work. And I believed him because, oh, why wouldn't I? He was still giving me like suspicious vibes, so I was going to go through his phone. He ends up catching me just about to go through his phone, and he gets mad at me like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, you know we don't do this. And honestly, at that time, we really didn't check each other's phone because we did actually trust each other for a period, I suppose. So I ended up putting the phone down and just was like, okay, he's right. Honestly, that alone should have been a red flag, but like we seriously just didn't check each other's phones that much. Like, not that we didn't, but like we really did trust each other. Anyways, next, I had a dream, and of course, in the dream, he was cheating on me with 2 blonde girls. And call me a witch or whatever, but I ended up being right. Okay? And it was a dream like where I was seeing from his perspective, like I was witnessing what was happening to him. Anyway, so of course I told him about it, and he was like, no, you're crazy, you're just overthinking, da 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 da. And he probably was wondering like how I freaking knew at that point, because I was right. And this dream was so vivid and so detailed that I swear I saw numbers tattooed on the eyelids, like a date. Call me crazy. And so eventually, lo and behold, he shows up at my school, and we were living together, so he really didn't have to do that. He could have just told me when I got home, but he showed up to my school and confessed that he had been cheating. At this point, he just admitted to like kissing somebody else, and I was like, okay, like this is something that we can work through. He told me who the girl was and everything. He blocked her and just like told me everything, and I thought it was gonna be behind us. Anyways, a month after, I thought everything was okay. I come home from work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and his phone starts ringing. He's sleeping. I answer, and it's some girl. And then we had a huge tussle because he ended up waking up, and that's pretty much how I found out, because he ended up somewhat confessing, but not really. We're gonna finish this look on another video, but to finish the story, obviously broke up that day. 2 days later, he has her in our bed. This was from about like 2 years ago. Needless to say, it was one of the most painful breakups I've ever been through. But yeah, that is the story. Trust your intuition. Bye, bestie.
If this doesn't convince you to always trust your gut, I don't know what will. A woman's intuition literally never lies. She damn near predicted the downfall of her own relationship. Like, she really said, don't prove I'm right. and then proceeded to do just that. What has become of this generation? So this last girl found out her man was cheating because he got caught up in his own lies.
Story time on how I found out I got cheated on. So I was staying at his house for like all week, and then he's like, Friday, I just gotta go to dinner and like hang out with my brother all night, and I'm gonna stay over. And so Friday comes, I knew something was off because he wasn't texting me like as normally, and then he like texts me, oh, I'm sorry I'm not texting you that much. I'm like, oh no, it's fine, don't text me, like, you're with your brother, have a good night, text me when you can. He's like, okay. He ran with it. He didn't text me till like 2 a.m. Yeah, something's going on, because he would have found time to like text me back. And then he literally asked me to come over that night, and I'm like, aren't you staying at your brother's house? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just drunk, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. And I just knew it, but like I wouldn't trust him. Flash forward like a month. Drunk one night, he went to the bathroom. I locked my door because he left his phone in my room. I went through his phone because I was drunk, and I was like, let's see what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, I went on his Instagram DMs, and he messaged this 18-year-old. He's like 23, saying that he wants to get to know her, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't know that he actually had this girl over. I thought they were just like messaging. So like I broke up with him just because of like the messages. And then a couple days later, one of his friends texted me saying that he had that girl over. That night he had that girl over. I took him back, and he cheated on me like a few more times. So always go through the phone.
Funny how this man's stupidity led to his own demise, isn't it? It's like these cheaters think that these girls don't have a brain. But this girl was clearly ahead of her game, like she knew what's up. After all, it's the reason why we mature faster than men. But anyways, guys, that's all the stories I have for you today. If you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Or check out some of my other videos on my channel. Also, let me know in the comments what other stories you'd like me to cover next time. Thank you so much for watching once again. This is your host, Kittens Collection, signing out.